Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sim Airports. I hope you're having a good one because I am excited to be back. I'm excited to be back for a couple of reasons, actually. Reason number one is that there are a whole bunch of government grants that we can just get out of the way. I've had a look at them and I've realized that I've done most of them already. That's kind of a big deal, and that's kind of exciting. Reason number two is because today is the day that I want to start getting some early AM flights into this airport. Yeah, we're going to have overnight flights coming in here, and it's going to be a pretty big deal. And reason number three has nothing to do with the game whatsoever. Reason number three is that I was recently rearranging some things in my office, and I found an old headset that I bought years ago. I bought this thing years ago, and I thought, you know what? I really want to try setting up a broadcast headset, which is what this thing is that I now have on my head. You can't see it, but the microphone I'm talking into is attached to my headset. It's just it's like a broadcast thing, and I think it sounds really good, and I just wanted like a general opinion on this thing. So I thought, you know what? I'll use it for a video or two. And honestly, the ideal outcome is that you're like, oh, I don't really notice any difference. So we'll see how it goes. It might be a little different, but we'll see how it goes. I like this because it means I can move around a little bit and talk with my hands and not punch the microphone, even though you can't see me doing that. Anyway, that out of the way, let's focus on some sim airports. Now, I mentioned government grants. We'll pause the game and we're going to have a look here and see what we got, because when it comes to airport efficiency, we have to get 2 runways with a 20-knot wind resistance. We need to research upgraded buses for extra capacity. We've done that, so that's out of the way. 600 passengers at once with 20 security and 12 staff, no problem, it's done. Airport efficiency is complete. So that's now 3 out of 6 tracks completed. Passenger experience, get a functional kitchen and cafe. Overall passenger satisfaction, 75%, no problem. It's 90% right now. And then 2 first-class lounges. We haven't done that yet, but we'll do it at some point. Investments, pay off loans, wait for 3 days. We'll get to that. Maximizing profits, though. We have a CFO. We have a finance VP. We're getting $600 from advertising and $2,000 in retail. We're getting $50,000 every single day minimum. So we've done 4 of the 6 government grant tracks in the game, which is kind of great. So that means we need to get some lounges, and we need to get environment satisfaction up to 80%. Now that I can totally do. In terms of investments, I mean, essentially what we're doing is we're giving them $50,000, we wait 3 days, and we're going to get $125,000 back. So we'll go ahead and do that as well, and we'll let that all go ahead and do its thing. Now, I also mentioned overnight flights. Well, we have none currently being offered. We will get some. We absolutely will get some. They will come in, I think, once the game ticks over to midnight. So that's going to be kind of a big deal. That's going to be kind of exciting. And while I wait for that to happen, I kind of want to go ahead and set up this little cafe down here, because it's been sitting here empty for a hot minute, and I feel like it probably shouldn't be. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put some cash registers right here. We can do some food displays, and for the life of me, I can never figure out exactly what way around these things are supposed to go. Something like that, probably. We'll get some food displays, and we're gonna go for, let's go for this table. Let's see, what way do I want to lay this place out? Let's do something like this. So we'll get some tables kind of at either side. And honestly, I'm gonna go pretty basic on this, I think. I don't think I want to go too crazy. We'll just do a really, really simple little cafe right here, which is going to be for anybody that's, you know, getting off a flight and they're like, man, I'm kind of hungry. I don't have a bus to catch just yet, so we'll get some food. I think this will be a pretty good idea. So we'll get that all set up. We can also go in and throw some decorations in here. So we'll get a nice plant in, say, that space and that space. We can go and get ourselves drink machines as well. So we'll put a drink machine. I really should have figured out where these things were going sooner than this, to be honest, but we'll go ahead and do a drink machine here, and we'll do a coffee maker on the flip side of it, because that's a thing that I can do. And that's going to be the cafe, I guess. do I need to connect this thing to a kitchen? I think I do, don't I? And all my kitchens are upstairs. So let's connect it to that one, which seems like a pretty solid idea. And that should now be a functional cafe. Once everything gets built in there, of course, it should be a functional cafe, and it absolutely is. So that's nice. Hopefully people are going to go to it once it gets some stock, which should be after midnight. And thinking about it as well, I'm wondering if my arrivals would appreciate some seating in this area. I'm not really sure if they will. I'm not really sure if they'd even use it, but I'm curious. I'm definitely curious to see if it's something they'd be interested in using a little bit. So we'll get some seats there. We could probably get some flight info displays in here as well. So we could do something like this and something like this. I don't think that's necessary, but we'll do it anyway. And we'll do some info here and some info right there as well. And we'll get some decor. We'll make the place look a little bit nicer. So we'll get some plants by the toilets there. We'll get some plants down at this end as well. And I guess we'll do some plants kind of by some of these chairs as well, something like that. So that seems fine. That seems like a decent little layout. Hopefully the place is nice enough that people want to actually use it. But it's after midnight. It's 3 in the morning specifically. And if we look in here, we have got some early AM flights, and this is exciting. Because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to accept everything. I'm going to accept every single early AM flight that I can get, except the Lernyville ones, because that's the tutorial airline. So WestJet, it's only going to have like 90 people on it or something like. Actually, it's a 737, and the 737 is going to have 140 maximum passengers. So I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to put it right about, wait, small flights can't go in large. Wait, they can't go in that gate, but they can go in this one. Oh, it's because that's an Aerotime gate. That's fine. So we'll put it there, right? We'll just go for it. We're going to do what we can. We have an Aerotime flight right here, which can go on that gate, which is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a maximum passengers of 180. And essentially, I'm just going to go down the list, and I'm going to just accept every overnight flight that we can get and see what kind of nightmare scenario I can work out here. So these guys are going to get shuffled along just a little bit, and eventually we'll start having some extra large flights coming in. And my plan is that I want the airport to just be busy all the time. I don't really want to be accepting small flights all through the day. I will bring them in overnight. I just accepted a bunch of Lernyville ones as well after saying that I didn't want to do that. That's a little frustrating, but okay. I was really not paying attention. And it looks like we don't even have another early morning small flight for here. So let's go back to large, see what we got. We got nothing here. We got a large one here. So we'll take that. We'll put it right about here. We've got this guy, which is early AM as well. So we'll shuffle it along a little bit. And we got another one right about here as well with a maximum 150, actually maximum of 180 passengers. So that's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. That's a good chunk of planes coming in. So if we go to XL, we now have a 777 with a maximum of 400 passengers, which can go to here. We have a, what is this, an A380 with a maximum of 525 passengers, which can go right about there. We have a 747 with a maximum of 525 passengers, which can go about there. And we have a couple of XL flights right here. We have a 787, 777, and a A380. So let's grab all three of these guys. And what we can do is just shuffle them into this little spot down here, and we'll just see how that goes. That's a pretty good number of overnight flights, to be completely honest. I'm quite pleased about that. In fact, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, we could probably just grab the rest of these Super Alliance flights, and I can throw one there, I can put one there, and I can put one there. And we can grab one more. So let's grab this Galactic. Actually, how big is an A350? An A350 is 360 passengers. That's actually okay. We'll grab that as well, and we'll put it right about there. And that's not bad. To be completely honest, that is a pretty good setup for extra large flights. Looking back to large flights, we've got another large one from a Ford Air, but I'm not gonna go too crazy. I want to see how the airport handles what I've just thrown at it, because let's be honest, we might have just bitten off a bit more than we can chew. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Now, obviously, we have to kind of wait before we get all those planes coming in. It's not going to be until tomorrow that we actually see those. So I figure this is probably a good time to look at building some first class lounges. And I think the best way to do that is going to be to use this space that we have here with the arcade, and we're going to sort of cut into the arcade just a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. We'll go in, we'll get the dismantle tool. We're going to take all of these guys out of here, and I'm going to put a wall essentially right down here. So this needs to be a wall as well. Those 4 sections of window. And then once these guys are gone, I need to go ahead and do a wall here. And if I get some doors, I'm just going to put a wall sort of at the top of the arcade, at the bottom of the arcade, and this is no longer going to be a part of the arcade. So that's going to be part of a corridor. So we still have the arcade, it's just not quite as big as it used to be, and that's fine. That's all right. I'm not really super worried about that. It gives me the corridor that I need for my lounges. Now, speaking of the lounges, I'm not really sure what constitutes a first-class lounge. I don't really remember. So, requires a fully enclosed space with a door, minimum size of 5 by 5. Add a lounge for first-class passengers to better accommodate their needs and desires. So, what if I was... Well, let's do some planning here. So, what if I was to say that we have a corridor that comes over here, something like that. What if this was a lounge? And then what if we maybe build a wall there like this and say that that's 2 more lounges? The minimum size is 5 by 5. It doesn't need to be huge, right? So this could kind of work out. I guess in terms of doors, what we can do is a nice door there, a nice door here. We'll do a door right at the end of the corridor. And that seems fine. Then in terms of windows, we could probably go ahead and do a nice big window along here, a nice window at the end of the corridor, a nice one here, and say, I don't know, here as well. I don't know if that's the best view, but I know that the passengers will probably appreciate the windows. And then I guess we go into construction and get rid of all of the windows on the arcade and also the cafe, which kind of sucks, but that's probably what we're going to have to do. And I think that's okay. I think that'll kind of work. So let's get some foundations and let's start just building whatever this is going to be. So we'll get that in there. We can take out probably some extra sections of wall as well. So for example, we can take out that bit of wall and just have this be a big old corridor. And it should be fine, right? This should be a good thing. I'm also noticing the place is filthy again. Do I have janitors? We do have janitors. Let me go ahead and add another 10 janitors right there and see if that maybe helps things along a little bit. And I'm also going to go ahead and get some bins because I'm thinking I can get one like, say, right there and right there, which is probably a pretty good spot. And I could get some bins there and there, which is probably a pretty good spot. We could get another bin up here if I really wanted to. We could probably just get more bins everywhere, to be completely honest. But we'll see what, 10 more janitors happen to do for us. Now, let's go in. Let's tear out this guy right here. Let's tear out this wall right here. Let's start getting some windows along these exterior walls so that my lounges are going to look that little bit better. And I guess we also need to put the walls in for the rest of this. So all of that goes in. That goes right about there. And there's going to be a couple of bits they take out that, of course, I need to replace, which is no problem at all. And I guess in terms of the flooring here, what we can do is bring this guy down and straight across like that and straight up that side. Probably down into that doorway as well, which I'm going to need. So a nice sliding door there, there, and there. And then I need to figure out what the white flooring is that I've used for all of this, because I'm not 100% sure. Is it this one? It is. Okay, perfect. So that just goes to about there, and everything should be fine. So that's good. We got that going for us. We'll do a bit of floor there as well. And this should look about the way I want it to look, which it absolutely does. So let's clear the planning, and we'll get these to be some actual lounges, I guess. I don't really know what constitutes a lounge, like I said, but we'll figure that out. Let's see if I can do 2 of them right there. I can. I can do 1 right there as well. And I don't know what to put in these. I really have no idea. I feel like nice wooden flooring is a given, but beyond that, I have no idea. Oh man, I've just noticed how badly the airport's functioning right now. There's a lot of people going through security, and there's a lot of people trying to check in, and a lot of, oh my God. Oh my God, there's so many people in that store. That is kind of ridiculous. That is actually kind of ridiculous. We might need to get more ways for people to check in is something I'm realizing, because ticketing is quite slow. And then security's moving, all right? Security is definitely moving. It's just not moving as well as I'd like it to. So we might need to look into that a little bit. Now, looking at this grant, we have the 2 lounges. Environment satisfaction in the airport right now it's 13%, which I guess is fair enough, given that the airport is objectively covered in garbage. That is, yeah, honestly, 13% is actually higher than I was expecting it to be. We are getting a lot of flight cancellations as well, which is a bit of a pickle, but that's fine. The reason that's fine is because we have 3 lovely first-class lounges. So, you know, it's all right. It's okay. We're also having some problems with the kitchens. I have a feeling my staff are not getting through security. Wait, at least 3 prep carts are recommended for efficiency? Oh boy. Oh boy. We only have like 2 of those, right? Yeah, we only have 2 of those. All right, dismantle this and give me another prep cart. All right, so prep cart needs to go like right there as soon as possible. Do I only have 1 chef in there? Are you kidding me? Hold on a minute. How do I, so staff real quick, schedules, kitchen. How do I do this again? Chef, give me like 3 and 3, I guess, and that'll be okay. We'll see how that goes. Probably not very well. The airport is still filthy despite the amount of garbage cans that I've added everywhere. And I get the feeling that this is the reason the airport's filthy. Everyone's down here buying makeup and books by the looks of it. Wait, how is there so much garbage when they're just buying books? How does that work? That doesn't make any, what are they throwing? Do they buy the book and just throw it away? I guess they look at the state of the rest of the airport and they're like, well, I guess everybody else is doing this. I might as well buy a book and throw it away. Seems to be the thing here. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of weird the way the airport's working this sometimes. But yeah, this seems like a good setup for a lounge right here. I'm guessing. I'm hoping people are gonna like it. We can get some nice decorative bushes in here. We can go to ops and we can get a nice big flight info display down there. We can, I don't know what else we can put, vending machines, I guess. I don't know if people are going to be, like, if you were to check into a first class lounge and the only food option was a vending machine, you'd probably be kind of annoyed. I know I would. I would be furious, I've got to be honest. I've checked into some lounges here and there, and the food is usually part of the reason that you do it, because you get like essentially like a buffet type thing. It's like, hey, pay us X amount of money and you get, you know, 3 or 4 hours in the lounge and you can eat as much food as we put out in the buffet. So I guess that's kind of what's going on with the lounges, but it's vending machines. So I don't know. I would be annoyed. I would personally be quite annoyed. Much like I imagine many of my passengers are annoyed because they're missing their flights. This looks ridiculous. I've doubled the number of ticketing kiosks and this just looks ridiculous. And I love everything about it. I really do. It's oh my god. It's very difficult to tell what's going on or where everybody's trying to go. Now, there's a massive number of people have just missed their flights, and that's not good. That's not really something you want. I'm not sure why. Oh my god. There's so many people. I may have miscalculated how capable this airport is of dealing with things that I've thrown at it. I may have ever so slightly miscalculated. Now, here's part of what I'm thinking. Part of what I'm thinking is that we have planes landing all day, right? So I think it might be a good idea to get more baggage trucks. So I'm gonna get a hangar, right? I'm gonna get a nice large hangar, and we can put one like, I don't know, right here. And we'll do another one right here. And we'll see if we can get more baggage cars and see if that maybe helps a little bit. Because I don't know, I feel like it would. I feel like more baggage cars are not the worst thing in the world. And oh my god, there's so many people. I don't know what any of them are doing. I don't know what any of these people are trying to do. There's so many leaving. There's so many that have missed their flights. Oh no. There is so much garbage. I need more janitors. I need like 50 janitors. I need an army. I need an army of 50 janitors to make this airport work. Now, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 15 baggage cars now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stands. Right. I don't think we're going to need more than 15 baggage cars. But I'm also not an expert in airports, so I'm willing to see what's going to happen here. Other than the obvious hundreds, well, I say hundreds, thousands of people missing their flights. That's the obvious right now, is that thousands of people are missing their flights. But I'll tell you what, we have 3 first-class lounges, so not everything's bad. Also, investments, I still have to wait more days before, oh, this whole thing is just wait, isn't it? Hold on a minute. Wait 3 days, wait 7 days, wait 19 days. Oh, hey, I've done that one. Nice. How much am I? 100,000. All right, we'll do this. Wait 7 days, 19 days, 16 days. Ah, that's not too bad. I mean, I guess I can't complain if this entire thing is a waiting game, right? Oh my god, that garbage. Why do I have so much garbage? Why can't I get rid, like, what are you guys actually doing up here? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, what are my janitors actually doing? There's an army of them coming down this way. They're crossing the road. They're going in, I think. It's difficult to see if they're making any progress. You would imagine that with 50 of them, we'll start to see things clean up a little bit. You would imagine. We're not seeing that, but you would think we would. Also, people do want to sit out here, which is great. How is the pickups area filthy? Oh my god, you animals. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I think we need to cancel some flights. I think that's probably the obvious thing here. So what I'm gonna do is now what would make sense is canceling the super large flights. Now I do want to do, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to get rid of these Super Alliance flights right here. And I think we might have to get rid of like this lower line of flights as well, just to see if the airport can catch up at any point. So I don't think these guys are gonna be thrilled that I'm doing this, but I really do think this is about all I can do. We weren't really having too many issues in the evenings for the most part, but I think the overnight flights are causing the airport to just be busy 24/7. So getting some of those flights out of there will mean fewer people in the airport all through the day, which means fewer people going through security. So security should be a little bit more capable of dealing with everybody. We still have the overnight flights, of course, but it should be more capable of dealing with everybody. It should also be less garbage, which is kind of surprisingly the big issue right now. Wasn't really expecting garbage to be the big problem. I really wasn't. I was kind of expecting it to, you know, not be an issue, but well, here we are. At the very least, people are able to check in, so I can't complain there. Although I'm slightly tempted to change these ticketing areas so that we have more ticketing kiosks than we currently have. So, for example, and this might be a little silly to do for now, but for example, I want to go in and I want to remove all of that. So all of that's going to go away. And I'm going to go ahead and get some flooring. And I think it's this one. Yep. And what I want to do is cover this guy. I want to go to zones and I want to clear this guy, so that we just have a blank canvas to play with here. And if I go to ticketing kiosk, what I can do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do the same on the other side. So something like this. And essentially, we can create like a little set of corridors at either side. And I could have them facing into the middle here as well, which I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to do fewer of them in the middle though. And that's, you know, more kiosks than we had previously, which is probably a good thing. If I go to garbage bins, I want to put one down in this corner and there. And if I go to objects and decor, I want to get a nice plant here and here and here and here. And that seems fine. So let's go to, let's see, construction, floors, and I think it was this one that we were using. And we'll just do this. We'll do this. And we'll see if that works. We'll see if that's maybe more efficient than what we had before. Although people aren't currently using it as ticketing, which is fine. Let's see, was it this floor for the entire thing? It was. So let's go ahead and put that into there. Let's go to zones and say none. Let's go to objects and, construction. And we will dismantle all of this. The airport is still ridiculously busy, by the way. It's still very much having problems. I think there's still a lot of people getting canceled flights, but we'll get there. We'll figure this out. So let's go ahead and dump that there. Let's go back to construction, floors, and get the nice wooden floor for all of this. So let's see. I can't wait. Has it copied the wood? I think it's copied the wood flooring, which if it has, I'm going to be really pleased. It absolutely did. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. All right. So we have that all done. So back to zones. We want to go to ticketing and say that this is a ticketing zone and this is a ticketing zone, and same with this side and this side. So that should now be a decent little space for people to get their tickets. I'm also wondering if I need to maybe just connect all of the ticketing zones together. I wonder if that would maybe help things. So what does this say? The ticketing zone is where passengers will go to print out their boarding passes and check in any large luggage. That's making me think that we don't need this to be in a zone. Passengers that don't have checked luggage are able to use the ticketing kiosk to print their boarding pass without needing assistance from staff. I don't know if it needs to be in a ticketing zone or not, but whatever. It's fine. I think we're still making money. We're still doing like 1.2 million a day, despite the fact this airport is, well, no, it's 1.2 million in an ideal world. I think we're probably making less than that, given that we do have so many people missing their flights. So why? So these are all just being sort of pulled by the airline, is what I'm reading here for a lot of these. A lot of them are also failing to reserve gate. Is that something I can maybe go in and say as policy, just send them away? I don't think that is something we can do in this game, is it? So let's see. Commercial pricing could probably be better, but whatever. Runways are whatever. Fuel services, meh. Maintenance, meh. Transport capacity. So what is this? Peak transit. Oh. Peak transit demand is here. And then the estimated transit capacity is here. So transit is proving to be part of the problem. Why is that? That's not something I was expecting. How do I fix that? Is the other question, because I have no idea. So I slightly figured out why garbage was being weird, and it turns out that the janitors were just having a really tough time getting up and down from the garbage zone. So I gave them some crosswalks, I moved the fence back a little bit, and I put a sidewalk in here so they can move up and down to and from the airport a little bit quicker. Now, the other problem, of course, is that the garbage zone is pretty much full. So that's not good. That's kind of a bit of an issue, because we have a lot of garbage coming up here, and we have a lot more still to collect. So I'm a little wary of that. I'm a little bit aware of the fact that the airport is still having some issues, but it's getting there. The environment stat is still 13%. It hasn't gone down, which is great. But looking at some other stats, we've had 6,000 successful departures, almost 5,000 missed departures. Yeah. Almost 50% of the passengers going through this airport in a given day are missing their flights. I say going through the airport, arriving to the airport are missing their flights. We definitely need to look into improving something around here. Least of all, and I can't believe I'm saying that this is least of all, but least of all is the garbage, which is nuts. That's kind of nuts to think about, that the garbage situation is actually the lower priority when it comes to all of this, because the garbage situation is bad, man. It's really, really bad. So hopefully we can get on top of that. Hopefully we can make the airport a bit nicer. Hopefully we can get people moving through here. And I guess at the very least, you know, if I have to be brutally honest about the situation at hand, at the very least, we are still making money. Despite the fact that everyone's miserable, and despite the tremendous amounts of money we spend every day, we are still turning a profit. I don't know if I should be proud of that, and in a way I'm not, but in another way, I kind of am.